I know
Google.
Kung Fu.
Show me.
I don't make rebuttal videos. At least, I didn't. But when this video was posted to the official Brewers Podcast Discord, link in the description, I just had to respond to it.
Alright.
Okay, right off the bat, how do you have the money for a green screen, but not the money for a decent camera or microphone? How the Power Rangers video behind you looked better, and that was from 21 years ago.
So, I wanted to quickly do this. I have some stuff written down on my phone. I gotta put it out there. The gaming PC is overhyped, and I'm here to save y'all from the disaster, the catastrophe that is a gaming PC. So,
Oh God, it's a catastrophe. Get the news. We must warn them our impending doom.
let me write down the 10 let me explain the 10 reasons.
Dude, you clearly know how to edit, for the fact that you have a green screen working, and music later in the video, but you can easily cut these mistakes out. Hell, this isn't even the first time I've said this. This is like the fourth.
Why the gaming PC sucks. Alright, so number one I wrote down. It's practically an Xbox.
But it isn't. The Xbox is essentially a stripped down PC, like all consoles are. It's just that now you can play your Xbox games on PC. I mean, have you seen the original Xbox? The thing was clearly designed with a PC in mind.
Microsoft is the creator of Windows 10. Windows is the operating system. Pretty much every PC game.
I hear this a lot.
People use Windows, thus PC gaming is part of Microsoft.
That's not really how this works. The PC is an open platform. You're not restricted to what you can do. Microsoft is just a publisher on that platform. It's like saying Valve own PC because it runs on a PC. No, it might be popular, but it doesn't own the platform. Other things exist.
Uses Windows. With that being said, the PC is purposely tailored to operate similar to an Xbox and work better with Xbox controllers.
Kinda, but not really. While the Xbox controllers have had native support for longer than the PlayStation, you can still use any controller that you want, with a teeny bit more work. The PC uses a thing called direct input, which is a system where any input device can be used as long as it's supported. This is how you can get the PlayStation 3, the Wii, and many other controllers to work. Hell, recently I saw someone use a power glove with direct input. You don't even need to worry about modern games, since most are developed with the PlayStation in mind as well. The only ones you really need to worry about are older titles, which even then, you can get other software working to get them to run.
Garbage. Like, when I'm trying to use my PlayStation controller with it, I notice that it just so happens that it just doesn't work in, like, a lot of the games.
If a controller doesn't work, your friend Google is there to help you. Joy2Key is a free software that lets you bind keyboard controls to a controller. It takes about 5 minutes to make a profile, and then you're done. You can use it for a specific game if that doesn't work, or just use it for multiple games. Most games use the same control systems, so it really doesn't matter.
Number two, kind of continuation of number one.
So we're already down from 10 to 9 points. I wonder if it'll get lower.
The PlayStation controllers purposely are has to be used on PC. You just bought a game from one of the many unorganized PC stores, plug your PC controller, and voila, it doesn't work. But magically, you plug the Xbox controller in, and it works.
That's not really a platform issue, that's a developer issue. If a game refuses to work with a specific controller, then that means that specific developer didn't add support for it, or at least didn't add support for direct input. As I've said before, programs like Joy2Key exist for this reason. The PC is not at fault for lazy game design.
And yeah, there's games where the P4 controller works, but for the most part, you'll be stuck using a whack-ass Xbox controller.
I mean, that's a matter of opinion, but personally I like the Xbox controller slightly more than the DualShock 4. I haven't tried a DualSense yet, but from what I hear it's pretty good. But again, this is just an opinion.
It's like Microsoft Promotions, and the layout is ugly. I get it, it's Windows 10, but they did not.
Who the fuck is this? If you want to be taken seriously, dude, you need to learn how to cut parts out and lock the fucking door.
Yeah, there's like one more. Yeah, the layout is garbage. Again, as I was just saying, you know, we get it that it's Windows 10 and shit.
I'm going to teach you something that's really cool. You can actually change the layout of Windows 10. Yes, you are not restricted on how Windows 10 looks. You can customize it. There are different themes that you can download online and install in a matter of minutes that allow you to make Windows 10 look like Windows 7, 8, hell, you can even make it look like Windows XP if you like that layout. While it will still use the Windows 10 as a backend, the front end will be whatever you want. You can't do that on a console. I mean, you get a little bit of like wallpaper action on the console, a few different icons, but if you want it to look like that, you are more than welcome. Plus, you can use bit picture mode for Steam if you want a sort of console-like experience. This is not a restriction, this is just you not knowing what you're doing.
But they could have made it like a separate layout for when playing games. Like the way your games are just put on the screen, on your desktop or wherever you put them, this doesn't look like all that.
You know you can disable that, right? Like it's literally there. It says it when you install a game. It says, do you wish to put this on the desktop? You can just uncheck it and it will be forever unchecked. It's not difficult. And hell, if you don't even like how Steam looks, you can have a different theme on it. You can use GOG Galaxy. There's a bunch of different stuff you can do. You aren't restricted, like I've said before.
And all your games are spread across, and that's number 4, a bunch of whole plethora of platforms. Like there's Battle.net, which is for Call of Duty. And then if you want to play fucking...
The fact that the Battle.net app is being called a Call of Duty app enrages the WoW player in me.
If you want to play Fortnite, that's on Epic's Game Launcher. And then you have games on Steam, games over here, games over there. So like, it's just very unorganized when you try to launch from one game to the next.
I have 2 solutions for you. One, you can use Cortana, that little shitty search bar, and just look up your games. Or you can use GOG Galaxy 2.0, which is able to find and show every game you have on different platforms in one application. This makes it really easy to find all the games you have and see if you have any duplicates. So again, this isn't just something that the PC can't do, it's just something you haven't looked up.
And then number 5, the concept of sitting in a chair and playing video games is not so fun to your spine, which you really realize. Because if you have a console, you can lay down and play, but you're gonna realize that you're not playing as often because it's like you don't want to sit up like that. Like you really be sitting up in a desk chair playing a video game. It's not as,
Wow. I've heard the desk argument a lot, but ergonomics? Really? Let's break this down. First, you don't need to be playing at a desk to play on the PC. The PC has multiple outputs, including HDMI and DisplayPort if you're one of those lucky people to have those big fucking monitors that are called monitors, but they're basically TVs, but we won't get into that. So you can use a PC with a TV. Those exist. And if you don't want to move your PC, you can even get things like the Steam Link or a Raspberry Pi running Steam Link for about $20. And they just run through Wi-Fi. It's a little bit extra delay, but it's still workable if the games you play are casual. And on to ergonomics. What are you talking about, dude? You do know that if you lay down, you're more likely to damage your back, since if you're moving your neck to look at a TV, you are bending it away it's not supposed to. If you're in a chair, they are designed for ergonomic, which means that your back is straight and you are more comfortable, as that's how they're meant to be. I don't know why this argument has come from, but you're just wrong. I mean, yeah, you can use like the Switch if you're in bed and then just look up and look at that, but like then your arms just get tired because you're holding it straight in front of you. If ergonomics is what you want to go on the PC. Because of all the input devices it's able to use, you can have any ergonomic keyboard or any ergonomic mouse that you want. Hell, you can use any game input if it's better for you. Which is why a lot of those with disabilities end up playing on the PC or the Xbox simply because of the adaptive controller, because it allows them to have more freedom.
Relaxing. Well, I guess that depends on what type of gamer you are. Sometimes I like to casually play a video game, not be like sitting and playing this shit. And I cursed again. And then this one too, number 6. Say I'm going away for a weekend. I get it, it's common sense, it's a big ass computer. And I want to play games at the hotel. No problem, right? I'll just bring my 300-pound gaming monitor with all its wires. How convenient. It's not very portable. And it's like stupidly shaped. And the Xbox Game Boy, if I wanted an Xbox, that's what I would have brought.
Gaming laptop, or a small form factor PC, or a Skull Cannon NUC, or a GPD Win. All of these solve those issues. Just because you don't wish to Google them doesn't mean they don't exist. Not every PC has to be unbelievably big to function. And plus, if you're going on holiday, why are you taking a console with you? Surely you're going on holiday to experience a place that you've not been before? So surely you want to go see the place that you're visiting? Because that's how holidays work. If you're playing on a console on a holiday, I feel like you've just chosen a bad holiday. And that's just on you.
And then number 8, I wrote tinkering, constant tinkering. All pieces are not the same. When playing a stupid video game, you'll find yourself playing with the graphic settings a lot to achieve the best experience, frames per second. The best frames per second. That's annoying, right? You will play a game, or you'll download a game, and you have to constantly tinker with the settings and stuff, just so that the game operates properly on your computer. That shit is annoying.
Choice is bad. But seriously, this hasn't been an issue for years. Ever since Nvidia created GeForce Experience, which automatically adjusts the game settings to their optimal state, and AMD following suit, not as well, but still there with the Adrenalin software, it just isn't a thing anymore. Plus, a lot of game engines will actively change your settings to make it better for you. Games like Horizon Zero Dawn will check your system settings while you play to be able to adjust the texture levels to be better for you. So again, this just isn't a thing.
And it's kind of lonely, which is number 9. Unless you have friends that you met at the Doofus convention, 9 out of 10 times, most of them will not also have a PC, so you'll find yourself feeling lonely and lame.
So your point is that no one wanted to be your friend. Alright.
Just tinkering away at your lame ass PC that is supposedly the master race. But is it though? Because my games have crashed a lot.
What is it with console fanboys and crashing? I don't normally hear this from PC players, only when they try messing with stuff like game files or some kind of modding software. Like, rarely do I hear them talk about crashing constantly. And if that is the case, then that's most likely a developer issue. For most, crashing is done by bad game design. Again, not really a problem with the PC. If the PC itself is crashing, then you may have an issue that can be usually solved very quickly with a 5-minute Google search on most things. And if at the worst point you do have to come to someone like myself who repairs computers, at that point you're probably going to just have to reinstall Windows, or you probably have a hardware fault. Again, this isn't a PC platform issue. This is an isolated issue that you have. Not everyone is like that.
A lot.
Oh, and PC Master Race is literally a joke.
And not only crash, but turning on the computer and seeing that happy games are magically not there because Windows just magically erased it. It's like, this is annoying. I noticed that I find most of my time tinkering more than actually playing the fucking game.
On a serious note, if your computer is actively deleting your files, then you have one of two things. 1, your drive is failing and is slowly dying. Or 2, which is more likely, you have OneDrive installed. Which is, don't get me wrong, it's default on Windows 10, but if you have it installed, it will actively move your stuff to the cloud to save space. This means that anything you don't have installed locally, if you're not connected to the internet, you can't access it. But you can disable that if you go into the OneDrive app and just turn it off or make exceptions for your game folders. You will be fine. Just make sure that anything you do actually want on that local drive is an exception, or it will just go away if you're disconnected from the internet.
Then the biggest shocker, supposedly PC gamers don't actually own full rights to any of the games they bought. And you know what? I won't even explain that one. You guys can go ahead and look that one up yourself. That's the end of my boy Pussy.
He is quote unquote correct in the fact that if a game store is taken down, then you won't be able to access your account anymore. What he fails to mention is the fact that this would happen with the consoles as well, and in fact, it's worse on the consoles. See, on the PC, if you still have the physical game, you still have access to the game files. Plus, pirating is a thing, and those don't usually use a storefront. While I'm not condoning piracy at all, it is a way you can get around stuff. But some of you might be saying, "But Adam, we have physical games, we don't need an online store," and you would be absolutely right if you weren't absolutely wrong when it comes to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Recently, it was found that if the CMOS battery in those consoles were to die, you won't be able to play physical games anymore, simply because the time on your console, if it doesn't connect to the internet, will not be able to check your achievements. And because of that, it will just spit on an error every time you try and run the game. And this will obviously not work for online gaming either, because you won't have access to the store. So eventually, those consoles will just end up being bricks if you don't keep very good care of them, or if these stores are taken down. So no, while the PC definitely has this problem, the consoles have it as well, especially PlayStation. Now, while I don't know if Xbox has this issue, I would not put it past it if it did. And this is a call out to Sony. Please, you need to fix this issue. It's huge. It seems to be being swept under the rug, and I really hope it isn't. It really needs to be fixed. It's a massive oversight that you have just had. And with that, I am done. I don't know what to say about this video. It was pretty stupid. Every point on here is basically just him saying he doesn't know how to Google, so I just feel like he needs to learn how to use the internet or learn how to edit, because damn, dude, like, just cut. It's not that hard. Hell, I've been cutting through this the whole time, or I've had my editor do it. I don't know which one will be doing this one. Either way, it's fine. As for me, I don't know if this was a good idea. It may have been a terrible idea, but I hope you enjoyed. I know I don't normally make rebuttal videos, but after speaking to Fratanga, True, Stones, and a few others on Twitter, a lot of people said I should probably start doing this, since I do have a background in engineering. I do have some knowledge in what all of this is, and I probably am the best person to ask. Maybe second best. I've met some other people. Either way, on Saturday, well, after this video goes out, or maybe before, depends on when I get this editing done, there will be a new episode of the Brewers Podcast on True's channel. Please go watch. It's going to be great. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. See you later.